The Sir Brady Podcast, where two blokes talk movies, TV shows, superheroes, sci-fi, and pop culture in an hour of absolutely stomach-clenching nonsense. Stay tuned for reviews, stories from the comments and fans, and giveaways. I'm your host, Renalson.
And I'm Cahan Martin.
And this is the Sir Brady Podcast. Woo! Is that enough?
Maybe the woo's a bit much.
Okay. Hello and welcome back to the Sir Brady Podcast. Wow, I'm loud. Welcome back to Sir Brady Podcast, where we talk everything from movies, comic books, TV shows. My name is Paris, also known as Sir Brady, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Cahan Martin. How are you today?
I'm very, very good, Paris. Thank you.
Was that a very instant intro?
Very, very. I felt forced.
I do try my best to sound forced.
Yeah.
This is welcome to episode 2. Today we're going to look at some news and some casting of characters that have been recast, and we're going to talk about what we think of recasting of characters from all sorts of movies, from comic book movies to just straight up action movies.
Yep. And then we're going to recast ourselves.
We are going to recast ourselves in this podcast.
Yes.
We're going to think of two people who can recast us. No, we're going to recast some characters who haven't really been recast before. And
some that have.
Some that have, but we're going to look at that for today. So, let's get started with the news. Cahan.
Yes, Paris.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
Who is he?
He is a rapper.
Good man. Kendrick Lamar has been posting some teasers on the soundtrack for Black Panther. What an awesome thing. I said to Cahan before we get started, he probably won't say much about this because you don't really know much.
I don't follow Kendrick Lamar. Nothing against the guy.
You just haven't looked into him.
Just haven't looked into him.
I love Kendrick Lamar. He is one of those rappers that I respect as an individual, and that's something I look into with all music.
Musicians.
Yeah, as all musicians. It's a bit, I don't know how to put it. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. Music's music, but sometimes I go and research the individual just to make sure they're a good person.
Yeah.
And Kendrick Lamar is one of those people I really look up to as someone who really cares about the people around him. You know, he's from Compton.
Yeah,
right?
Straight out of it.
Yeah. He's from Compton, and he admires, the kids in the neighborhood, and he listens to the people, and he's a really great influencer. And they haven't been put on something like Black Panther, which for us as comic book fans, this is a huge move for this year, both as a really standout movie for the African Americans of
The community.
Well,
not community, but it's a
major blockbuster film representing them, and that's a huge step for everybody involved. It's also a great character to do that with. And I think this is a great opportunity to include an individual like Kendrick Lamar. This isn't the first time Marvel's grabbed music from other things. You had AC/DC and the
Iron Man.
first few Iron Man and the first Avengers film. And
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Absolutely.
Like, that whole soundtrack was just
phenomenal, and it works really. I rewatched both of them this past week, and they're really good to hear the music, and it fits within the film. And also on the Marvel Netflix stuff, Luke Cage also had a lot of rappers and hip hop artists come in and do the music for that show, which also fits really well. So it's great to have something like that come together in that way, but I'm really excited to have Kendrick Lamar do that.
Yeah.
Justice League.
Yes.
He's a rapper. Justice League had an early digital download in South Korea this past
Of
few
all
weeks.
places.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because the Asian market is kind of for American blockbusters. The Asian market is a good place.
Yeah, it can be, but it can also be a very bad place. Did you hear about The Last Jedi?
Oh, it's not.
Apparently, that's doing really bad in China.
Which is unexpected because Transformers does really well in China.
Really well in China.
How does that work? But yeah, so Justice League had an early digital download, which a lot of people have now, outside of South Korea, have snagged a copy and rewatched it and really just looked into Henry Cavill's mustache, I think. Really,
it's both awesome and frightening.
Yeah, they've gone for the highest of qualities to really inspect his face. Like, I haven't heard anything else other than just snapshots and comments on his face. Like, they went and watched it, and they were like, what does his face look like in HD? But yeah, so I thought that was an interesting move from DC, like the international DC.
Yeah.
Whoever's distributing those films in Asia in general, I think it's an interesting move. So close. This was at the end of December, early January.
Yeah,
And the
it's
film
only
only came out
about
in
what?
November.
It's about 2 months after film left cinemas,
Yeah,
at least
yeah,
here.
yeah. And I think that's quite an interesting move because really it's 4 to 5 months before you get.
Oh yeah, it's a while.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's due to I don't even know what that's due to. I don't know if it's distributing rights or whatever. Why there's always a gap between cinema release. It could be money and home media release. So I thought that was interesting to have that be a thing. So you haven't seen it yet, have you?
No.
Well, you can watch it with subtitles.
Yeah,
in Korean.
South Korean subtitles,
and you can inspect Henry Cavill's face for me.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
G.I. Joe.
Yes.
There's a third one coming out.
Yeah, I didn't know of this until before.
March 27th, 2020.
2020?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a long time away.
They need some time to make sure it's okay. And they need some time to revive.
And then they need 2 years to convince
Tatum.
themselves that they can put this out. I actually liked the first G.I. Joe.
Rise of Cobra. Yeah.
Is it Rise of Cobra?
Yeah, the first one's
yeah,
Rise of Cobra.
like it was like a popcorn flick.
Yeah.
You know, I call them popcorn flicks. You know, it's just
that sort of movie that you don't really need to take too seriously.
Yeah.
But you still enjoy it whether or not it's,
it doesn't make sense. Not really. Well, it does in the context of the film. But
it's just nonsense.
It's just nonsense, but you enjoy it, you know, and you can't help but enjoy it. The second one, not as much, you know. I still liked it to some degree. Yeah. It has my favorite, Brendan Fraser in there. Brendan Fraser, I love him.
He's not in the second one.
Yeah, is he in the first one?
The first one for like 5 seconds.
Dang it.
Do you know what I wanted?
Yeah.
Bruce Willis's character in the second one?
Yeah.
To be Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
That. The second one.
I might not have seen the second one.
Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, yeah, I have seen the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they killed off Channing Tatum. Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah, right in the beginning or something like that, eh? They had one scene together?
No, they had a couple. There's like one at their house and then one at the base.
Yeah, like the shooting, whatever. Yeah. I vaguely remember that.
Snake Eyes is cool.
Yeah. Isn't he done by the same person who did Darth Maul back in the day?
Yeah, Ray Park.
Yeah.
He's really... And do you want to see another G.I. Joe?
No, not really. I thought on it for about a second. And I'm like, no. Channing Tatum's dead, isn't he? Yeah, no, I'm not all too pumped to see it.
Because initially, before they announced they were doing a third one, there was talks of rebooting. There was talks of doing a Transformers crossover.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, because it's both Paramount. And now,
how does that make sense? You know, like G.I. Joe, Transformers just doesn't come up.
They've done it in TV shows and comics and toy lines as before, so I'm sure there's a plot somewhere about it.
Yeah.
Where they...
But it would be one of those really weird, like, backwards, like, just like a tie-in plot almost. Like, because, like, if you're G.I. Joe and it's like if the third Transformer movie happens, how do you not be aware of that happening? Yeah, you know, like Cybertron just in the sky and everything. So it's been odd.
Hey, look, it's Megatron. You know, like whatever. Yeah. So no, you're not. You don't. No.
Right. Give me 2 years now. Ask me again.
Ask you again. I don't really care for it either. I have both of them on DVD, but I can't tell you the last time I watched them.
Yeah.
I like Channing Tatum, but he's not going to be in it.
Nah.
And
Dwayne probably going to be stripping again in like 2 years.
Oh, Magic Mike.
Give me a look.
Next bit of news. The Last Jedi has passed $1 billion at the box office, and that is thanks to China, even though there was a little less going in.
A lot less, apparently, from what I read.
Last Jedi has hit $1 billion at the box office. Does this surprise you?
No. Like, not at all. Like, I wouldn't have been all too surprised if, you know, it had really good reviews that it hit $2 billion. I mean, it's just the nature of things now. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
I'm going to see what at the actual the number is.
It's probably like 1.4 now or something like that.
Yeah.
It's funny, eh? It must be like, imagine being part of like Disney's projection team. You know, you're like this movie. Cause most projection teams for like smaller companies and whatnot will be like, this will be a success if we hit like 700 million, you know? For Disney, it must be like a failure if they don't reach the billion mark with their high-end, you know, projects, like the Star Wars, you know, like the Avengers, you know? It's like, if you don't hit $1 billion, then for them, it must feel like something's wrong.
There's a little less of a, there's more of a conversation that'll go on between producers and creative people behind these films saying, okay, so where did we go wrong? Was it marketing? Was it story?
Yeah.
What part who do we need to fire?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, who's out of here?
So just had a look, 1.223 billion at the moment.
Okay, that's pretty
which is pretty good. At the moment, it's the 12th highest grossing film of all time.
Yeah.
And it's the 3rd highest grossing film of 2017 behind Beauty and the Beast and The Fate of the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? That's just the trend now.
It's not too
it's
far
the
behind
12th highest grossing film of all time, but it's only the 3rd in its given year. You know? And that will probably climb into the top 10, maybe. I don't know what the top 10 looks like.
We'll see how, by the end of January, how much, if it will pass Fate of the Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think Disney won't care if it does or doesn't for Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah,
because
it's
own
another
both of them.
Disney.
So I'm sure they're fine with
Yeah.
that. But just looking at highest grossing films, we'll go off topic slightly. Disney have quite a handful. They got Guardians, they have Thor.
We mentioned this last week,
They
didn't we?
have Pirates,
last week. Yeah,
Pirates
last
Caribbean.
time.
Yeah. And they have
like,
you know,
it's like 5 or 6 of them.
yeah, which is, and Sony, although, you know, they're working with Sony a little bit for Homecoming, so I'm sure they got a bit of that back. So that's pretty solid for them. I give them kudos.
Yeah, kudos.
Speaking of Star Wars, John Williams.
Yes.
John Williams is set to write the theme for the standalone Han Solo film, assisting the lead composer John Powell.
What a waste.
As in, you want him to do the whole thing. You want him to do the entire,
Like, you get him to do...
You either get him to do the whole thing,
him,
or
you know, like Hans Zimmer or someone like that. You know, you don't just get him to do one part of it. You get them to do the entire thing. You know? I mean, and that's why I think it's a waste. You know, just personally, it doesn't go much beyond that. It's just, you know, it's either all in or not at all. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I agree. And I did think it was interesting because John Williams didn't do the score for Rogue One.
Yeah.
At all. He's done none of that. And that's like you're saying, you get it for all of it or you get it for none of it.
Yeah.
And the score for Rogue One's fine. It's, you know, obviously there's no sort of stigma or idea of like, oh, this is still John Williams.
Yeah.
People with Force Awakens were a little bit up and down with the score.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, let's hear about it. I love the Last Jedi score. I think that's great.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to think, you know, when you hear John Williams' Star Wars theme.
Yeah.
I think Star Wars theme. So what is that going to be different?
And that's the thing. Like, I'm not big on soundtracks and stuff for movies, but when you bring up a name like John Williams, who is associated with such an iconic theme, you know, if someone can bust out a piece of music like that, you know, and there's no doubt that it's probably bolstered, but because it is just Star Wars. But if you can put out a piece of music like that, wouldn't you get as much music from that person as you could?
If you're doing a concert and you can get John Williams to come down and do this concert, you're not gonna be. It's gonna be
like one of those concerts when the opening act is
John...
better than the actual
exactly.
by the rest in the rest of it.
Yeah, and you don't do that. So it is interesting. Again, I personally I think we both agree: get him or you don't.
Yeah.
Don't get half of him.
Yeah.
The guy's old.
Yeah.
He's not going to be around forever.
Yeah.
Get him to do it all.
Yeah.
But I thought that was an interesting move because a everyday moviegoer won't notice.
Yeah, it's just music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like mood music almost.
Yeah.
You know, it sets the tone.
So it's an interesting decision from them.
Yeah.
Let's go into a topic that I know nothing about. Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Who's at the door? The guy who doesn't know anything about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones is the most pirated show for the 6th year in the world.
Year in the world. Yeah.
Year in the row in the world. It is the 6th most pirated. Is the 6th. Oh my god. I lost the language.
Yeah.
6th time in a row, Game of Thrones has been pirated
the
most. 6th year in a row, the most.
Oh my god.
It was first this year again. Second for 2017, second most pirated show was Walking Dead.
Yep.
The third most was The Flash. The fourth was The Big Bang Theory, which I forgot was still on.
Yeah.
And the fifth was Rick and Morty, which makes some sense. Game of Thrones.
It's no surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, like, consistently throughout the year, whenever like it's released, like new episodes released, because I was obviously eagerly waiting each new episode of Game of Thrones whenever it came out.
How many was there this season? It was
there was 7.
Yeah.
7. They were longer than usual, I think, slightly, but they were shorter. But like there were many HBO leaks, many.
Oh yeah, that was.
There was multiple script leaks, and
they released it early.
They released Germany. One episode, or on the HBO website, they released it early.
They were like, "Oh, whoops!"
Yeah, And I mean that were massive things, you know. The phenomenon is just so massive.
Absolutely. And is this the first season that's not based directly from the books?
If I'm correct, don't kill me if I get it wrong. Yes.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, second.
Right.
Spoilers alert. At the end of season 5, Jon Snow gets killed. Mm-hmm. I mean, he gets brought back in the first episode of season 6, and the last written book, Jon Snow dies at the end of it.
Right.
Like, I'm not sure if that's the last page because I haven't read the books, but he dies. So it's 1 through 5. They tread the same path as the books, and then 6 and 7 they kind of. Well, not necessarily go off on a different tangent. It would be a bit anticlimactic if they just released the books and it's exactly the same as the TV show. Yeah. But, from what we know, that's where it kind of branches off in its different directions. Yeah.
So it didn't surprise me. You know, yes, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but I'm aware of everything.
Yeah, everyone's aware.
Everyone knows what it is, and I'm not one of those people that's like big deal Game of Thrones. But no, I think that's for the 6th year in a row. That's pretty.
That's impressive. That's impressive. 2011.
But also, that's terrible. It's pirated.
Yeah.
People are illegally...
Good job, pirates out there, pirates, or whatever you call them.
This is the illegally being downloaded.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, for me, as someone who knows the process that goes through in financing things, people purchasing it legally is a big part of the income that you use for releasing it later.
Yeah.
I don't think this will affect them at all.
Honestly. Oh no, it's such a big thing that so many people like. It's such a big thing, and I like it so much that I was at a store the other day. I was actually with you, and I saw a box set of seasons 1 to 7 on Blu-ray, and it was like $215, and I had like $40 in my wallet at the time, and I was just like, yeah, definitely next time. Yeah, I wasn't maybe next time. I wasn't like, oh, it's a big sum, maybe next time. I was like, next time I see it, I'm buying it.
I'm buying it. Yeah,
and the thing was, it was like $214 on sale. You know,
and you had $40 and you were like, next time.
Next time, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's just got such a draw.
Quickly, I just go the other shows. The Walking Dead, I watched the first 2 seasons and then just sort of.
My main man died, and I rage quit it.
I prefer
Glenn.
Spoilers.
Glenn dies.
At the moment, I'm more on board with Fear the Walking Dead. I think I'm. If anything.
But then my main man and that died as well.
The Flash surprised me briefly. I'm not 100% sure on the ratings for any of the CW stuff.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know.
They're pretty big, but
they're like, I think the Flash is like 4 million viewers live on average in America.
In the States, yeah. Yep. So CW stuff's good. That's cool. Again, I forgot the Big Bang Theory was still a thing.
Yep, it's still going on.
People are downloading it illegally. Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty, I'm slightly surprised, only because Netflix.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone's got Netflix. Everyone who would watch Rick and Morty would watch it through Netflix. Yeah. So that surprises me.
That's the
slightly.
thing. Isn't Big Bang, the Big Bang Theory on Netflix as well?
I think, but not. It's not
consistently
up to date. Yeah. I think it's past seasons. Yeah. On. But Rick and Morty, that's again. This is cool that it's up there at the most pirated because that means it's getting a lot of attention. Yeah. But it's being pirated.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's up there, which is great.
Do you think they ever celebrate it? Like HBO's like #1 again. Woohoo!
We've been illegally. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not surprised, but that's interesting. 6 years in a row.
HBO probably just helped them this year. So they probably thought 7 episodes, we won't get pirated as much. And then they just did all the script leaks and shit just to...
And again, 7 seasons.
Yeah.
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
Have been... All but one have been most pirated.
Yeah, like I think the first
season was
first season came out 2010.
Was the second most pirated of that year.
Oh, did you check that? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the first?
Dexter.
Oh, Dexter.
Yeah, which I think was its last season.
Last season, something like that. But that sucks. First season's the best, in my opinion. Yeah. I miss you, Shumbing. But I mean, it just shows the phenomenon.
It does.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen anything that's been so big. You know, well, at least in my
TV wise.
Like I was alive for like the last 5 seasons of Friends, but I was 5 when Friends ended. So, but I mean that was big. MASH was big back in the day. They were all phenomenons.
I think MASH still has one of the biggest series final.
It's massive.
Ever.
Yeah,
and MASH is great as well.
So like I'm aware of them, but I haven't experienced one before.
I think Game of Thrones still is
like
one of them.
it's a massive thing, and it's not like MASH, Friends. I wouldn't call How I Met Your Mother a phenomenon, but like the big ones, they're all big, sitcoms.
Yeah, this is a different genre.
This is like, I don't know what the term is, but it's like very like sword and shield. It's fantasy. It's mythical.
I think it is that fantasy genre.
It's fantasy. It's a fantasy drama, really. You know, I mean, keeping in line with what HBO does.
Quite a
drama.
quite a raunchy one, if I can say so myself.
You haven't seen it,
but I've seen the raunchiness.
Yeah.
You can't avoid that. But yeah, I think that's right in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And last bit of news, Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's not really news.
It's not really news, but
people are speculating.
People were speculating. I didn't watch the Golden Globes. It was the Golden Globes, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
But obviously, Ewan McGregor won an award at the Golden Globes
for his performance in
Fargo. Yep, season 3.
Which I think is great. I've seen most of the first season, and the movie's really great. So I hope I will get around to that.
Yeah, you get around to that eventually. But it's like I watched his acceptance speech on YouTube or something because I didn't catch it live, or the post, how like post interviews for the award winners, and like they were asking questions about Obi-Wan Kenobi and stuff, and the top comment was just a typical internet person doing a bunch of speculating. It was like, he's got a beard, he's cleared his schedule, he's got nothing going forward, and he's working out again. It's like he's preparing for Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it's like, and part of me is like, oh yeah, he so is, but then it's like, maybe he probably just likes the beard. He wants to look fit, and and he doesn't want to work.
Yeah, he's not preparing his schedule for Obi-Wan. He's just taking a break.
He's just taking a break.
And it's not that he doesn't want to do it. I just think
he said so that he would like to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if Disney has any right mind about them, if they've got a list for what Star Wars we should do next, aside from what they've had scheduled, it should say Obi-Wan.
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3. Because I wouldn't be opposed to that.
But it is quite funny to just see everyone jump on.
I mean, but it's the thing, we want to see what we want to see.
Yeah,
it's like
we're looking into his beard a bit too much.
Yeah, like it's like
we're investigating it so much, we'll see the crumbs in it.
Yeah, good God. The camera guy just zooms on.
Like, look at that Obi-Wan beard. It's so lifelike.
No, but it's just, you see what you want to see, and you come up with any reason to justify it.
Absolutely.
It's those, I wouldn't say fangirls and fanboys, but it's those people that really want like a celebrity couple to get together when they're working on a film. Yeah. And then
it's Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, but it's
something like that.
But it's Ewan McGregor and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
We want them to get together.
You use any interaction between the two of them as like a justification for what you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just forget all the naysayers. Like, you just don't see it the way I do.
So it's news.
Yeah.
But it's probably nothing.
Yeah, it's probably nothing. But I'm gonna pray that he doesn't just like the beard. Obi-Wan.
And usually after a release of a Star Wars, they'll have, with that release, they'll give more information on the next release.
Yeah.
So the Solo movie is out in May.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll wait till May to see if he's still got the beard.
Yeah.
And if he does, it's Obi-Wan confirmed right here on the Sir Brady Podcast. Yeah. It's confirmed.
Confirmed. Obi-Wan Kenobi movie shoots 2019, later into 2019.
We'll see.
We'll be there. We'll see you there.
Real quick, we'll quickly talk. There's 2 pictures that were online, thanks to courtesy of Empire. There's a new photo of Magneto for the upcoming Dark Phoenix saga.
Your printer is so bad.
I printed the photos off.
And there's like flashlights by Magneto's face. And like, you can see the flashlight, but you can't see Magneto's face.
Yeah. This is obviously Michael Fassbender back as Magneto for the upcoming Dark Phoenix remake of The Last Stand.
Yeah, because that was almost like a Dark Phoenix kind of story.
Yeah, that was a version of it. You saw it in color, but how did it look? Are you interested to see another X-Men with these guys?
Yeah, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like my answer to everything, but it's like, I'm not too hyped for it. Mm-hmm. Like I said on the other podcast, what I gave it? I think I gave it a banana.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It's not as bad as my couch.
Yeah. I can't even look at that thing.
But
Yeah,
you're,
I mean,
you're kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it, and that's mainly because like James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender and
everyone's back.
I think Jennifer Lawrence is back for this one as well.
Lawrence is back. Everyone's back for it, and then you've also got Simon Kinberg who's usually produced most of them as director in that. So it is a different sort of.
Do you know what hurts though? Oh no.
Hugh Jackman hurts?
Hugh Jackman, because he's in this universe. He's at the bottom of the river. Oh no, he got dragged out, didn't he? At the end of Days of Future Past.
What's the name? Striker.
Yeah, and then obviously he's in the other one, but he's not going to be in it. It's just like, I mean, obviously he's not going to be in it because it doesn't fit the timeline and where the characters are, but it's just like,
I don't think anything.
Oh, it's an X-Men movie, but with no chance of Hugh Jackman turning up.
With Apocalypse, you had a chance, and you
did get him.
But yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
And finally, but last bit of news, there was a Bumblebee picture, which is just Haley Steinfeld and a bug.
Yeah. for lack of a better term.
A Volkswagen little
something
car from the 80s, which was similar to the one at the beginning of the first Transformers movie.
Yeah.
This is taking place before any of the Transformers movies. Are you excited?
Doesn't Bumblebee land on Earth in the first one?
No, he landed. He did, but earlier.
Yeah.
He was
a whole 2 decades earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this makes sense here. Because I was wondering if they just destroyed the continuity and it was like, nah, Bumblebee was here because we want to make another film out of it.
Yeah. Are you interested to just see a Bumblebee film?
No.
Again, second Paramount property, and you've said no.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
We don't want to see any more Paramount properties for G.I. Joe or Transformers.
Just hand yourself over to Disney at this point. They'll do better than you ever did. And we'll bitch and complain about it, but in the end, it's best for us all. Come on, Paramount. Just move your mountain over, park it next to Disney's castle, and just work together.
Yeah. They've just put it on a trailer, and they're just driven up to Disney's castle.
Or just put Disney's castle on top of the mountain, and it could be Paramount and Disney.
Reclaimed land just
yeah.
on top. Alright, that's it for the news. Let's move on to our topic for today, which is multiple castings of the same character in movies. Initially, we were going to look at comic book characters by themselves, but we sort of realized...
We want to kind of stray away from that.
Yeah, there's also other castings that we thought we'd look into as well.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is about superhero castings and recastings is, they're inevitable.
Yeah.
For as long as the superhero trend's going to be around, which, you don't know how long for, the famous characters like the Captain Americas, the Iron Man, Spider-Mans, your Wolverines, they are going to get recast.
And if you're Batman,
or at least
in
some aspect, someone's going to wear the Star-Spangled Suit.
Yeah.
Someone's going to have the claws, or the Spider Suit, or the Iron Man armor. Yeah. And it's just going to be a thing. So we're just trying to go
every week Ben Affleck is in or out of the
Batman
suit.
He recasts himself.
Yeah, depending on how he
he's
feels.
come back as bad husband, and then he comes back as an alcoholic. Sorry, Ben. I do like you.
Let's start with that. Let's talk about the Batman, and let's talk about favorites. Your favorite sort of Batman portrayal.
My favorite Batman portrayal. That is...
Is it alcoholic Affleck?
I like AA Affleck. I do.
That's the AA meeting. It's alcoholic Affleck.
Yeah, AA Batfleck. I do like him. I could just imagine Batman turning up at Alcohol Anonymous.
My parents are dead.
Yeah. So I turned to the drink.
New whiskey.
I do like Ben Affleck's Batman, but that's in the sense that I like the portrayal of him in the suit, and that's not necessarily down to Ben Affleck's performance.
It's
you know what I mean? Like, this Batman is hands-on, he's gritty. That fight scene in Batman vs Superman was the highlight for me.
Oh, absolutely. That's yeah.
But the thing is, you put any big man in a suit, and it doesn't have to. He didn't even say anything, so it's not necessarily down to Ben Affleck. So I can't say it's Ben Affleck's Batman. I like this interpretation of Batman. I'm gonna have to see Ben Affleck in a future Batman role to see if I like him as Batman. But I mean, haven't seen Justice League, so I don't know if there's more Batman in that or not.
Yeah, the thing about I've always said this about Batman. There are 3 characters you must play when you're playing Batman.
Yeah.
There is Batman the Vigilante.
Yeah.
There is Bruce Wayne around close friends like Alfred and Lucius Fox. And then there's the
Bruce
billionaire.
Wayne Playboy.
Yeah. And Ben Affleck does pretty well at that in Batman v Superman. There's a brief scene where he's going to... When he snuck into Lex Luthor's.
The party.
Yeah, yeah.
I do like his Bruce Wayne with Alfred. Because the Alfred matches the Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like both tired. They're not optimistic anymore. They're both broken down and beaten. And I mean, I like the interpretation of Batman's character and psyche in Batman vs Superman. Not necessarily a popular opinion because he kills people. I mean, people can't get over the fact that this might happen.
But still, he is the most praised thing of that film.
Yeah, and I like that interaction, that aspect of the Batman. Batman, haven't seen enough of him. I haven't seen him being a detective or really do anything. His whole focus was just beating the crap out of Superman. But what I did see of Playboy Bruce Wayne, he wasn't too bad. I don't know how you can be a 6'4" muscle Playboy. I just find that scary and daunting.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I don't mind it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go back to the 90s real quick. I can rule
way
out.
back.
I can rule
We weren't
out,
even born at this point.
I can rule out Val Kilmer and George Clooney.
George Clooney, yeah, but Val Kilmer, you don't like Val Kilmer?
Well, it's something I don't like him. I just think if I was to order them,
Yeah.
At the moment, I think Bale is my favorite, and only from the Dark Knight's perspective. There's a scene. One of my favorite scenes in Dark Knight is there's the bit between Joker's at the hospital.
Yeah.
With Harvey Dent before he sort of Harvey Dent's turned, and it's in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Batman can't suit up.
Yeah.
So Bruce Wayne
turns up
as Bruce Wayne was talking to Alfred. He's like, I'm gonna go out as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And get involved.
Yeah.
And so Kyle Reese was in that car with Commissioner Gordon, and that's all going on. And then he hits his Lamborghini, gets hit by the car.
Yeah.
And there's that scene where Commissioner Gordon comes out. He's like, "That's a brave thing you did, trying saving Kyle Reese or whatever."
Yeah.
And he's like, I was just trying to catch the light.
Yeah.
He just wanted to catch, obviously we know that, but...
He was trying to save him, but Bruce Wayne can't be seen like that.
Yeah. And I think that portrayal is my favorite.
That's why Bale's my favorite too.
Yeah, I think Bale's my favorite in the way that he can portray all 3 of those really, really well.
Yeah.
And I think Michael Keaton's my next favorite. And I think more of the first Batman film from 89, where there's a few scenes with him and Kim Basinger, and I can't remember the other guy's name, and they're like in Bruce Wayne's house, and they're like, "Oh, this rich bastard," and they don't recognize him, and he's like, "Yeah, because I brought it."
Yeah,
so he does pretty well at that. But Val Kilmer, I don't really.
Val Kilmer was like, he was like Val Kilmer.
Kiss from a rose
on the grave. That's the thing. I watched Batman Forever and Batman Returns and Batman. I've watched them a couple of times over the years, so they're not as firm in my mind as they probably are in yours. But from what I remember, George Clooney is obviously down the bottom. With his bat nipples and stuff.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
He's right down the bottom. I'd say Ben Affleck would be my middle, because there's 5 of them, isn't he? Or was he 4?
Yep. Affleck, Bale, Kilmer, Clooney, Keaton.
Yep. Kilmer would be my second lowest. I think we're much the same on this, same on the subject. Batman's my Ben Affleck. Batman's my middle ground because he just hasn't done so bad that he's like the other 2, but he hasn't had enough time to show himself to top the other 2.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer. I might put Affleck above
Keaton.
Sorry. Maybe Affleck and Keaton are interchangeable. And obviously Christian Bale. And Christian Bale is because. He's had 3 movies to really flesh out Batman.
And it is 3 Batman movies.
It's 3 Batman movies. It's because Ben Affleck's Batman hasn't had a Batman movie.
It is a Batman Superman is a Justice League movie.
Yeah,
and
Suicide Squad for 5 minutes. So he has been Batman in 3 films.
Yeah, but not as distinctive as
I mean, that's the thing. Bale. If you took Bale, if you picked one, if you picked Batman Begins Bale, he'd probably go further down the list. And if you picked Dark Knight Rises Bale, it probably got further down the list. But if he just picked Dark Knight, he would still be my top Batman.
And also with all 3 and
then he's way leagues above anyone else.
Absolutely, and I agree. I think. So for me, it is Bale, Keaton, Affleck, Kilmer, Clooney.
Same like that. But for me,
You
Keaton
and
and Affleck are just like flipped around.
That's cool.
It's like I'm not in love with Ben Affleck's Batman, but I'm in love with the idea of Ben Affleck's Batman.
But are you in love with Affleck's Daredevil?
Yes. Yes and no. Yes and no.
So you haven't seen the Netflix stuff
no.
But
Netflix is a dangerous place, man. I try and stay away. You hop in and then you lose days, you know.
But real quick, let's talk about Daredevil. You don't hate Daredevil the movie from 2003.
Yeah, like I mean, and I guess the mentality is kind of shared because not shared, but it's more accepted, the old Daredevil, because it's like the Star Wars prequels. The more distance between them and the more stuff between them, the kind of hate or the negative views kind of ease a little bit.
Yeah.
It's perspective and distance, you know. But you know, even from the get go, I liked Daredevil 2004. Like, I really liked it. I had a big crush on Jennifer Garner. Thought Ben Affleck was awesome. Colin Farrell was cool.
Bullseye. That's a character I do want to see back.
What's his face? The degree. I'm afraid of the dark.
Michael Clark Duncan.
That's the one.
Oh, he's so brilliant. Man. Yeah.
Rest in peace, man.
As Kingpin,
So it's full of good actors, and like none of the performances were bad. It's just
probably the story that weakens it.
The story that weakens it.
So do you like his portrayal as Daredevil?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, there's no illusion to me that like chuck Ben Affleck out and put someone else in. Switch Colin Farrell and Ben Affleck around. Probably.
Bullseye. Yeah.
Bullseye probably gets worse, but Daredevil stays the same. But the movie's not bad because of Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
It's not bad flick.
Bad flick. What a poor name, Affleck. Especially when you work in film. Because it's a movie's a flick.
Yeah, the flicks, yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm alright with...
And I think personally Daredevil's fine, the movie, but I really enjoy Charlie Cox as Daredevil in the Netflix show. And again, there is more time for him with those 2 seasons and the Defenders show to be fleshed out. And that's similar to, again, Ben Affleck doesn't get his opportunity to be fleshed out as these characters before they recast him.
Or he just like abandons it.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate, but I enjoy.
Oh, he's going to play another superhero, Ben Affleck. Well, not a superhero, but like another franchise character. You know that movie, The Accountant?
Oh yeah,
it's getting a sequel.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's neat. I really like The Accountant.
It was fun.
Side note, go watch it. You'll like it.
Oh, you won't.
Hopefully,
up to you.
Yeah.
Superman.
If you don't, you're dead to me. No, just joking.
Superman. We'll look at the main 3. We'll look at Christopher Reeves, Brandon Routh, and Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's been Tom Welling on the TV show. There's the other guy currently on Supergirl.
Oh, we didn't mention the best Batman of all.
Adam West?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kevin Conroy as animated Batman. Because if there is the best, it is Kevin Conroy animated Batman. Because there are Batman animated films. Adam West, what are you going to say about Adam West?
I love his bat suit. Like, it is a bat suit all of us at home can own.
Yeah.
Just go and buy some pajamas and to Adam West.
# bring back Adam West costume.
Could you imagine Ben Affleck dressed up like Adam West's Batman?
He wouldn't fit. It would tear up. Adam West. All right, let's go back to Superman.
Wait. By the way, who played Robin back then? Because everyone's like Adam West's Batman, but Robin was as much of a part of the TV show as Batman was. And everyone...
I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Superman. So we have Christopher Reeves from the 80s. We have Brandon Routh from 2006, and we have Henry Cavill, who is currently playing Superman. You've seen the originals?
I've seen 1 and 2 and 3, I think.
I think the thing about...
Which one's the one where Lois Lane like forgets him or has moved on with someone else or something like that?
Is that the third one?
Is it the third one?
Wait, do you mean Superman Returns?
I don't know.
When
this is like, you know, if you consider my age, you know, like I'm 18, almost 19. You take when I am born and you take my age backwards. This is roundabout when these movies were made, aren't they?
I don't know.
I might be wrong on that, but it feels like that.
We can talk about. Do you like Henry Cavill as Superman of what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I don't mind him. And I mean, he is a bit angsty, you know. But yet again, it's both the pro and the con, because it's not the Superman, or in this case also the Batman that we knew as we were kids.
Yeah.
You know, in like the fantasy, but it's real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I had the pressure of the world on my shoulders because I was Superman, I'd just, you know, commit me to an asylum or something, because that would just break down my mentality. You know, so it's like, it's in a weird sort of way, they are the truest representations of what Batman and Superman would be.
Yeah.
You know, but they're also not, because they're nothing like the comics.
Yeah.
You know, so they're both the best and not the best representations of these characters.
Absolutely.
It's an odd thing.
And that's the thing with Superman. I don't think any of the film portrayals of Superman have really been the Superman that is portrayed in the comics, or even in some of the TV
Who would
shows.
watch that?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, sorry, apart from like the real Superman ones that really like Superman out there, but like I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Christopher Reeves is iconic in the sense that he put they put faith in an actor that wasn't really known, and what he did to that role created the Yellow Brick Road, the path for all the other actors to come after him in any superhero role.
Yeah,
he really pioneered.
He's the Godfather.
He is. He pioneered, and people say they're dark. And
now I just have a weird mental image of Christopher Reeves paving a yellow brick road, and with Henry Cavill just trotting along it now.
But yeah,
sorry.
It doesn't matter how you consider any superheroes now. You go right back when you think superheroes. There was stuff before Christopher Reeves, but most people would go back to about him.
Yeah.
And look at that portrayal, and then work their way down.
Yeah.
When they're going to portray their character, if they're going to cite anyone. So I give Christopher Reeves kudos for what he established.
They're all even on my plate.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't got, like, not one's up on the other. And that's not because all of them are bad or all of them are really, really good and I can't choose. It's just, to me, it's like, oh, yeah. Superman. It's Superman. I like your Superman.
At the moment, my favorite is, I think because it's fresh in my mind, is the Justice League version. And obviously, I won't go too much
The moustache version.
No, but
that's why you like him, man. It's the moustache.
There is both an element of his angstiness, but also the positivity that we're missing.
The optimism that Superman always has.
And there's a cool couple lines between him and Cyborg, and when he's reborn in the film, he's sort of that angst, but then he goes out of it. Superman's reborn.
But he didn't die.
Well, he did. Kind of.
Okay, yeah. I haven't watched the film. You see my spoiled for me. Thank you, Paris. No, it's all right. You can't avoid spoilers forever.
He kind of died, but they're all on the same sort of path for me.
Yeah.
When it comes to these sort of
they're like you said, the Yellow Brick Road. They're hand in hand. You know, they're Dorothy and one's they're skipping down along the road.
in the Tin Man.
Yeah.
The cowardly lion. Let's.
No, that's a Batman image in my head. but George Clooney is Toto?
The dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. I don't know if it's Toto or Dodo. I can't remember. But yeah, he's not even part of the guys holding it.
Dog.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you want another superhero or do we want to mix it up?
Let's mix it up a little bit.
John Connor.
John Connor.
Terminator. So I thought that this one was interesting because the Terminator franchise is, yes, Arnie is the main.
Oh, he's the draw. Yeah, he's the Terminator.
Yeah, he's the draw. The films, to me, story-wise, they're about this kid, this man, John Connor, who is the savior of the resistance.
And he don't want a bit of it.
Yeah, of the future.
At least in one of them.
But we haven't really seen
John Connor, the resistance leader.
We've had 4 different actors for 4 different portrayals. I don't have a favorite, because none of them are really the image they give you.
They've got the Superman syndrome.
A little bit, yeah. But none of them, like, they talk about this John Connor that's so, he was this awesome guy, and they never really show it.
Yeah. I mean, and when they do show it, he isn't even the awesome guy. I don't want to reference Sam Worthington as awesome, but he was kind of like the hero in that movie, you know?
And it wasn't John Connor. Christian Bale.
Yeah. Shouts at everyone, Christian Bale.
Oh,
I like you, you're a good guy.
It's a terrible thing. We're referencing, never mind.
Yeah. You'll find out for yourself.
There was a leak when Terminator Salvation came out of Christian Bale being very angry.
Yeah. I might not have quoted it correctly, but he just rails into someone.
So, real quick, the kid in the first Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Not really a John Connor we're looking for.
Yeah, he's just a boy.
And that's cool, and I like that.
I mean, it's
dynamic.
kind of the point, you know. It's not John Connor. There's nothing special about him. He's just a boy.
Yeah.
A little snot boy, but
yeah, they've sent a Terminator back to kill this boy.
yeah, before he gets special. That's the whole point.
And I love that movie. I think it's really great. Terminator 3, I really enjoy. And I like the fact that it is still... I feel like that is still the snobby boy we just met earlier.
Yeah, and the second one.
And the second one. And now
What's your favorite thing about the third one?
It is...
Because like when every time I think about the third one, I think about when Arnie turns up and he goes into like the strip joint, you know, with the male stripper, and he's like, I want your boots, your clothes, and everything. And he's got like, he puts the glasses on and they're like pink star ones. That's Terminator 3 in my mind. And it's not a bad thing, but...
No, I like the fact that... Also, I like the... Catherine Brewster, I think, was a cool character. I like that...
Yep, the T, whatever.
No, the John Connor's
the
girl thing.
Yep.
And I like that. I like that story enough where I think this... Because there's a moment at the end of the third one where... Pretty much Judgment Day was inevitable. Yeah. They have to get to this location. They're told about this location.
It's surviving Judgment Day. It's not stopping it.
And people, and they were like, oh, we're going to stop Judgment Day. Yeah. But they end up in this big bunker. Yeah. And it's so they could survive.
Yeah. John Connor could survive.
And Catherine Brewster. And I thought that was such a powerful ending to that movie. And people,
yeah, you can't stop it. Yeah. You know, D-Day's coming. Not in real life. I hope it isn't. But in terms of the movie.
And I think what that does is that signifies the difference between Terminator 2 and the Terminator 2 version of John Connor and the John Connor we've heard about. Yes. Because that in that moment, we have the two versions. We sort of see that moment could have been that moment where in his head John Connor changes. Yeah. So honestly, I prefer that John Connor. Yeah. Because it's a cool origin for the John Connor we've heard about. Yeah. That we haven't seen. Christian Bale. Yeah. And the thing about that, I think, was star power. That John Connor was star power. They wanted someone like Christian Bale.
Yeah, he was a figurehead.
Who was the modern Arnie.
I mean, and that's kind of what's introduced, is that he wasn't like the badass that would take out all the Terminators. He was a figurehead to give inspiration to the people. Yeah. Kind of like the Resistance in Star Wars. Yeah. Yeah.
We will light the spark that'll burn the First Order down.
Yeah. Save the dream.
As far as Whitaker.
Yeah.
Finally, Genesis. I'm okay with Genesis. Jason Clarke.
Yeah, I'm alright with it. Yeah.
I didn't like, because that's not John Connor. Yeah, it is John Connor, but he's been turned into a Terminator.
Yeah, that's just like...
Genesis isn't... I like the opening to Genesis. Yeah. The rest of it is really just...
I couldn't make heads or tails of it.
No. Yeah.
I mean, and that's probably just it. Yeah, I couldn't make heads or tails like, you're suddenly this guy, John Connor's a Terminator, you know, John Reese, whatever his name is, an Australian.
Who's really buff and not as skinny as he was.
Yeah. The Terminator versus Terminator fight was pretty neat.
That was cool. And I like Emilia Clarke's portrayal of Sarah.
Yeah, I was a bit mad on it, you know.
But also, I like it because I want to see Emilia Clarke in more things. Saying that, I haven't seen her in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
but I know
what are you talking about?
I've seen clips of it, and I know she's a great actress, so I want to see her, you know, because Game of Thrones will end, and I want to see her, like...
Yeah, don't remind me.
But no, so my favorite John Connor is 3.
Yeah, you like 3.
I like 3 because I don't think the Connor in Salvation or Genesis...
I like the 1 in 1. I like John Connor in 1. Like the first Terminator.
The brief moment you see of him.
Yeah.
Where he's like looking around.
Yeah. I like that one. Okay. Because he's exactly the same as the rest of the other John Connors.
Alright, that's our John Connor. That's John Connor for you. What have I got? I wrote Dumbledore. Instead of Dumbledore. Dumbledore changed after 2.
Tragically after Mr. Harris died.
Yeah, Richard.
Oh, is it Richard Harris died?
Yes.
Yeah, it is Harris that died.
His first name isn't Mr.
I couldn't come up with it, so I kind of breezed past it.
First, the original actor, Richard Harris, unfortunately passed away after the second film was released.
Yep.
And they replaced him with Michael Gambon. And I like
both of them, and they fit the movies that they're in really, really well.
Absolutely. I think that... unfortunately, it sounds really sad, but I'm
Richard
happy
Harris,
Richard Harris died because it helped with the genre shift.
You should phrase it a bit better.
I know, but it helps with the genre shift. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, because 3 it wasn't as dark as 4, but 3 had a new tone to it. It had a sense of like maturity to it.
And we had this not too long ago. We ranked our favorite Harry Potter films, and my favorite is Azkaban because partly due to Alfonso Cuarón, director's take on, I think he was the best choice.
Yeah.
And I like what David Yates has done with the later stuff.
Yeah.
But I think he was the best choice at that time.
Yeah.
To merge these films from kids' films.
Yeah.
To teens becoming adults.
That's why I like the 4th one. Because I mean, that point wasn't quite 3 for me. I really liked 3, but it still had that kind of like airy fairiness about it. That was it was a darker film for sure, but at the end of it, it was tied up in a neat little bow, and that's good. Sirius is a good guy. I mean, it sucked that Remus was a Lupin now. He has to leave the school, but, you know, he's going to come back. You know, the 4th one, if so many questions unanswered, it was like, boom. Now, we're not necessarily a saga, but now, Harry, you're growing up, Harry.
Yeah.
There's a madman after you. You're probably going to die, but good luck, Harry, you know?
Yep. But no, I think...
And that's why I like the 4th one.
So, yeah, we were... Dumbledore, I think... I like Michael Gambon's portrayal for the later ones, and I think he
Because could you imagine Richard Harris? I don't think
off the tower after.
Well, that would be even sadder. Because Richard Harris, he's just like before Richard Harris is Dumbledore, you know. And I don't. I'm not gonna say that. This sounds weird.
I'm not gonna say what I said.
No. But you can imagine like Richard Harris's Dumbledore telling Harry the stuff that Michael Gambon did to Harry.
Yeah, especially
like, could you imagine?
I can't imagine him specifically in the Half-Blood Prince. I
could not imagine.
Dumbledore.
I mean, it's not because it's one of those things that if I saw it, I'd believe it. I cannot see it because we got a taste of what his Dumbledore would be like.
Yeah,
and the transition of change would just be so drastic that it wouldn't be believable almost.
Yeah. So I thought I'm not.
Oh, and the biggest mind F for me when I was a kid was seeing Dumbledore change from the second one to the third. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, and it does feel like that. And do you know what? It reminded me a lot of the original cover of the book of the Philosopher's Stone. Had a random wizard on the back with a grey beard.
It wasn't Dumbledore.
And it wasn't Dumbledore, and they've confirmed that later. But now the later copies of it, which I have a later copy, is Dumbledore on the back. And that's the same mind F that you talk about. Where I'm like, what happened here?
Because the differences in the two Dumbledores is like, I mean, we're going to get a third Dumbledore played by Jude Law.
Which will be interesting.
But the most obvious differences in the Dumbledores and how they are is obviously in the first Harry Potter one, right before the end of the movie, and he gives like Gryffindor just the right amount of house points for the most bullshit reasons to give him the house cup. Like, who cares what Neville Longbottom did? He doesn't deserve points. But he gets them.
Neville for standing up.
But that speech, that's that Dumbledore speech. But in the third one, where Dumbledore's talking about the Dementors, and he does the whole thing with the light.
Oh, yeah,
the lights go off and on, and how you need friendship and stuff.
Yeah.
That shows clearly the difference in characters and almost the way that the actors themselves viewed the character.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because the director of the third one's like, different Dumbledore. This Dumbledore is a lot more aware.
Yeah.
He knows that Voldemort's probably going to come back, and he's a lot more serious about these things. He's not senile almost.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, those two different speeches, you know, is like, one's like, good job, Gryffindor, you can do everything you want, you know, and you'll get rewarded. And the other one's like, times is shit. we got soul-eating monsters like raiding around our castle, but like, just stay in the pack.
And guess whose fault it is?
Yeah.
That boy in Gryffindor. 10 points off Gryffindor.
Yeah.
You know those points I gave to Neville Longbottom? They're gone. They're gone, Harry. Yeah. This is your fault.
But it's like, just like, times suck, but stick together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I'm not going to rank it one better than the other, because I think for the movies they were in,
they're perfect. Yeah.
And
although Jude Law, you got a tough act to follow in like both cases.
Absolutely.
And, but good luck to you. I like you on Sherlock Holmes. I'm sure you can do well here.
I love you in that movie with where you were.
It's funny. This isn't the first movie Jude Law and Johnny Depp have done together.
What did they do before that?
Heath Ledger obviously tragically passed away. He was in the middle of shooting a film. I can't remember. It was something hypnosis of bloody. Yeah.
I can figure this name out. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Yeah, it was something like
That's
that.
it.
And if you don't know the story, Heath Ledger obviously tragically passed away. In the middle of shooting this film, so they got some of his friends. I mean, they weren't like his closest friends in the world.
Jude Law, Johnny Depp, and Colin
Farrell.
Yeah.
They came together and they played the same character that
Heath Ledger was
playing, and it was different iterations of that character.
Yeah, and these sequences that were connected to the film, which really worked in the film.
I haven't seen the film, but I know about it. I've seen the trailer. I know about the film because
really well done,
it was a really interesting. It seems like a real interesting production to be a part of.
It was, absolutely.
And
really
I've got to see it, and I will see it.
It's quite cool.
It's a funny fact.
I think Michael Gambon's in that as well.
Yeah. Oh no, he is. Yeah, he is. He's yeah.
Michael Gambon's in that as well.
It's all three Dumbledores.
Yeah.
Oh no. There's two Dumbledores in the Grindelwald.
Let's move on to another one. Let's talk about Catwoman very quickly. Let's talk about Catwoman.
Michelle Pfeiffer and Halle Berry. I forgot about her.
I was thinking the whole time about Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer, Anne Hathaway, and Halle Berry. Who's at the bottom?
Oh,
it's Halle Berry.
No, she's up the top for me. No,
she
I like Halle Berry.
Halle Berry does not play Catwoman. She plays a cat.
Yeah, or something of that. Like that basketball scene. What the hell is that?
What are you trying to do?
Oh, damn.
What are you doing?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, like what the hell was that film? I don't know. It's like 2004. What a weird time for superhero films. Daredevil and Catwoman. Just what the hell? Yeah. But yeah, Halle Berry.
I'm thankful I was 4 and not at the age I am now. When every time there's a movie, I'm like, ooh. I would have been like, what?
Yeah. Sorry, Halle Berry, you're right at the bottom of this list.
Did Swordfish come out that same year?
I think Monsters Ball did. Or Monster Ball or whatever it was called. With friggin'
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger's in that, but there's also another guy. He's right at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like like a grizzly type of guy. I can't remember.
Grizzly Ball. Anne Hathaway, Michelle Pfeiffer. I like Michelle Pfeiffer, I think. I like Michelle Pfeiffer because it fits that Tim Burton world.
Yeah,
and I like
she
Anne
fits
Hathaway,
the world that she's in more than Anne Hathaway does.
But I think Anne Hathaway does fit the Nolan world.
Yeah.
But also, I liked Anne Hathaway's character right up until the third act, I think, for Dark Knight Rises. I like her when she's breaking into Bruce Wayne's house.
Yeah.
And she's like...
But she only came across as like a petty thief. I mean, I know at the essence Catwoman is a thief, and she enjoys being a thief, but she just came across like a petty thief.
And not a...
she's like, the rich are rich and the poor are poor, so I'm going to steal from the rich. Like a jaded Robin Hood.
Oh, yeah.
Like a Robin Hood that keeps the stuff they get, doesn't give it, and just for the same reasons. Michelle Pfeiffer, she had like an edginess to her character.
Actually, that's
almost.
a good point. And it is a different version of Selena Kyle, though. She's not a thief.
And, yeah.
It's real weird. I still don't get why. She fell out a window and then cats licked her wounds.
Yeah. I thought they were eating her at one point.
Again.
Yeah. Woo.
And then she's alive at the end. It's real weird.
Yeah.
But I like her. She's got really well dialogue. So I think the Pfeiffer's my
I like
favorite.
Pfeiffer more.
Pfeiffer, Hathaway, Berry.
Yeah. We agree too much.
We won't mention why we mentioned Swordfish and Monsters Ball.
Because you always just have to spin us as terrible people.
Pick one.
Oh, it's quite the list. Let's go... What's that one up the top? Oh, it's casting. Never mind.
The word casting.
Star Trek. Let's go Star Trek.
Star Trek. You haven't seen the originals as much as I have?
Not as much as you have. Movies and TV shows.
Mm-hmm. So the difference between these recastings of James T. Kirk and Spock is the fact that it's in a different universe of sorts.
It's I know. Timeline. Yeah, it's a reset. Timeline. Like he's called Spock Prime now or something like that.
Yeah. So
like he go back. Like I don't know if he goes back and changes it or something.
Yeah. So because he goes back through the wormhole, following.
Yeah. It just that in and of itself kind of just changes things.
It changes the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I like, and when the first reboot, the 2009 Star Trek came out, the fans of the original were confused, I think, at how that worked.
Yeah.
Because they saw people,
Yeah, like in Starfleet again, they were cadets and stuff.
But also Chris Pine's portrayal is very different to William Shatner's portrayal of James T. Kirk.
Yeah, bar fights and stuff.
Yeah, it is a different portrayal, and I think it is an interesting recasting that's, to me, is similar to Dumbledore.
Yes.
In the way that you can't... I'm not going to rank these two portrayals because it is a different version of the same character.
Yeah.
And both are really great. And when I think of rebooted... When I think of original cast, I think a lot of Wrath of Khan. So Star Trek 2. Elements of the original show.
Yeah.
And maybe not as much as some of the latest films, because especially...
When they became a dime a dozen,
But also, when they get some of the... By later films, I mean Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, which was a shit show behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You had actors, you had William Shatner, and you had Leonard Nimoy, like, directing and producing.
Yeah.
And if you go and watch that, it is, you know, and if you can get past the datedness of all of them, you will get to
well,
five.
It's a problem. I mean, it sounds like such a modern, young person's problem, but like, I have hard trouble watching a dated film.
Yeah, like you'll get to, but you'll watch 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're like, these are dated, but I get it. You'll get to 5, and you'll be like, what happened?
It's dated, and there's no pro to contradict
and
that.
There's no real. So when I think of the great portrayals, I think of Wrath of Khan with Leonard Nimoy and with William Shatner and with George
and with Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, but I think of Star Trek. I think of
Offerface.
Star Trek Beyond. When I think of the best.
I love Star Trek Beyond. That is
from that cast.
That is my favorite modern Star Trek film.
Yeah.
The originals, from what I do know, the originals, it was the trio. It was Spock, Bones, and Kirk.
Yeah.
And obviously Spock and Kirk had a bit more of forefront than Bones was, but it was like they were the main three. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's not to discredit, what back then was like the token Asian and the token Russian, almost.
Yeah, so you had like Chekhov
and the token woman. But and now obviously when the movies came out now, not to get too socially minded about it, but obviously those characters had more of presence and a bit more of a step forwards. But in turn, one of the characters had to take a step back. And obviously it was going to be Bones. It couldn't be Kirk or Spock because they're just so integral with the name Star Trek. And so Bones took a step back. And that upsets me, mainly just because I really like Karl Urban. Like, he's one of my favorite actors. He's probably in my top 10 actors now. Not top 10 actors in terms of acting skill, but who I like.
But also he's a Kiwi.
Yeah, he's a Kiwi.
Kiwi!
Yeah. So obviously he had to take a step back, and it's kind of sad. But Star Trek Beyond evened out not the playing field, but the characters.
And that's all of them, not just Spock, Bones, and Kirk.
Yeah, all of them.
Uhura and Sulu and Chekhov.
They all...
And also, and it's unfortunate, and again, another rest in peace to Anton Yelchin.
Yeah.
That was his sort of last...
Oh, and rest in peace, Alan Rickman. We did talk about Harry Potter.
Yeah, we had a few this time, I think. But, and Leonard Nimoy as Spock.
Oh, god dang.
We're going through some RIPs. But Anton Yelchin, in that, you get a really cool version of Chekhov.
Yeah,
and I forgot Simon Pegg as well.
Yes,
a new version of these. It's
a freaking engineer. I forget his name.
Scotty,
that's right.
So you had Scotty and Zoe. I love Zoe Saldana. I love John Cho. Those actors as those roles. I love them. Probably I do. You know what? I prefer them at the moment. I'm thinking so much of Star Trek Beyond, but that film people said felt a lot like an episode of the original show.
Yeah. But doesn't it satisfy both?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it satisfies the old and it satisfies the new, not in terms of it looking modern, but it's like, this is our Star Trek.
It's everyone's Star Trek.
It's Star Trek. It's everyone's Star Trek.
Yeah.
It may not be the original cast, but the people who like the original, it feels like the original.
Because it feels
and
like
for the new guys, it's like, it's both. It's not pandering to the old, so it doesn't feel like the modern Star Trek. It's... Yeah.
So I again, we're not going to rank.
I love the Star Trek,
but I think this is just a plot for me to be like, I love Star Trek. And if you haven't seen Star Trek, I recommend, unless you have the time, Star Trek the original
series.
We talked about Netflix before. It's all on Netflix.
Yeah, it's all on Netflix.
If you have the time, I would check out the reboots.
Yeah, if you
don't
have the time, check out the
reboots.
Yeah, because it doesn't have any like hangovers to the original, as we said. Quite literally, timeline is what happened in the original timeline, and it kind of yo-yoed. It came back and reset. because Spock came through the wormhole or whatever it was.
But if you like sci-fi and you like that sort of stuff, definitely go check out that sort of stuff. Do we want to do?
We've got a couple superheroes on the list. So
Hulk, real quick. Let's look at Hulk.
Ang Lee's Hulk is the best film ever.
We've had 3 Hulks. We've had
Bubblegum Hulk.
Eric Bana with.
That's what I refer to him as, Bubblegum Hulk.
You have Eric Bana, you have Edward Norton, and you have Mark Ruffalo.
I like Eric Bana's Hulk was like cool for me back in the day. It was like my first I wouldn't call it. Oh, no, I've said this before. AVP was my first dark film. No, just Hulk had a kind of sense of coolness to it. Yep. Like when you're like 8, it's like, oh my god, it's so awesome. But I mean, I look back now, it's shit.
It looks so weird. It just
forgive the swear word. Sorry.
That dog.
Yeah.
Scene with those.
Yeah. I like Bubblegum Hulk though. You know, remember the scene at the end where he's shot with that stuff that can only be called bubblegum. You know, the stuff that foam. Yeah. That's why he's Bubblegum Hulk to me. Eric Bana was. I like Eric. Oh, not Eric Bana. Jesus Christ. Edward Norton. I like Edward Norton. Not to be confused with Graham Norton.
Who's confusing those two?
I do all the time.
Okay.
Edward Norton is. Yeah, Edward Norton's Edward Norton. There's a reason. I mean, I'm not trying to be like a douche, but there's a reason why he didn't come back for the Avengers.
Because he's a douche.
I just like.
I think
He was like Edward Norton. I saw Edward Norton playing the Hulk.
Do you know what?
Bruce Banner.
Do you know what I think's best about that? It's weird to me. I think you can watch Hulk.
Incredible Hulk, and it's like a trilogy.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's like a trilogy.
But also, it goes forward and then goes back for me. It gets as they go on.
Yeah,
they get better. The Hulk, the Bruce Banner, and the Hulk.
Yeah, the representation of them.
You can watch Hulk as if 2003 Hulk as if it was in the MCU.
Yeah,
like you can watch.
I can see
Hulk,
where you're getting it,
and you can watch Incredible Hulk, and it falls onto the next one.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean? Like it's quite funny that one of the last scenes in the Hulk is Eric Bana
jumping away.
No, he's in the forest.
Oh no, that's right. And he's controlled the Hulk gene or something like that.
And it's like what Ed Norton was doing at the beginning of the Incredible Hulk.
No, sorry, you said Hulk doing something, and I just thought the Ang Lee one is just jumping across the continent, across the world. Weird.
But
I always thought he jumped from America to like Africa, but you realize it's probably just like Arizona or something like that.
He's probably just jumped over from like maybe Mexican border.
Yeah.
But no, I think the Hulk. I see it all almost. Ruffalo's my favorite, but Eric Bana and Ed Norton sort of fall into each other.
Yeah.
And they sort of get better and then become Ruffalo.
Yeah.
And my favorite Ruffalo at the moment, my favorite Ruffalo is my favorite Ruffalo performance is a mix of Age of Ultron and Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And I think the comedic side, Ragnarok, but my favorite dramatic banner is Age of Ultron. I think it's really, really good in that sense. So they all fall into each other, but I like Ruffalo the most. Do we agree we like Ruffalo the most?
Yeah.
Ruffalo the most.
Yeah. Okay, it's
quickly... I'm gonna get out Gordon. James Gordon.
Yeah,
my favorite Gordon is still Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. Love Gary Oldman.
We'll wait to see what J.K. Simmons does.
But
J.K. Simmons' best casting is of J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man universe. I'm not going to repeat it here, but there's a great video by Mr. Sunday Movies and Nick Mason from The Weekly Planet where they talk about why he's the best. Go check that out. I'll link it, but it's really funny when they go into it. Really quick, let's jot off the Fantastic Four. Who's better, the OG 2000?
OG, I like OG.
Compared to Fantastic?
I haven't seen Fantastic.
Have you not?
Haven't seen it.
We've never. All right, let's. I like Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
And Chris
and
Evans.
I like what's his face, Mr. Fantastic in the original OG.
That's cool. So we got 2 left. We got 3 left.
Johan Griffith.
What?
Johan Griffith.
Yes.
He's Welsh. Yeah. He's Mr. Captain Fantastic, whatever his bloody name is.
Mr. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad Max.
Let's go Turtles. Let's go Turtles.
Turtles?
Yeah.
Turtles. What's your favorite turtle?
Donatello.
Okay. Mine's Michelangelo.
Oh, you like Michelangelo?
I like Michelangelo.
I like Donatello.
My favorite,
and it's just because he wears a purple mask.
At the moment, let's do. What's your favorite Turtles movie portrayal? Like all 4 of them together. Let's narrow them down as 4. Like instead of we've done one character. Let's say they're all one character. You know
like I said, like as a group.
As the Turtles, yeah. Which has been your favorite?
First
Turtles?
reboot.
The first
reboot.
The first reboot.
Yeah, because.
Which one's that one? Do you mean?
The one with Shredder.
From
2014 or whatever it was.
Okay.
Like I haven't watched a lot of the and you said movies, so the TV shows don't count. Like the movies were like, the movies were good, sure, and they were fun, but like the originals, but yet again, not my time. Didn't connect with them the way that most people do.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
The ones that I did connect with were obviously 2003 animated ones.
That TV show, I think that TV show is the best portrayal of the Turtles. But in film,
in terms of movies, I do like the 2000. I don't like the 2014 one, but I think it's the best.
Mine is the 2007 CGI.
Haven't seen it.
Animation. You should watch it. I think that is because it kind of takes place after both the original 3 live action ones. Also, it kind of feels like it's a sequel to the 2003 series.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah, and it portrays the dynamic of the brothers. They've been split up. They've been slightly split up because Leonardo...
Don't spoil it.
I won't, but Leo's gone to train.
Yeah.
And they sort of... You learn more about them as brothers and them about characters. So I think the best portrayal from Turtles is... So you're going 2014?
In movies, 2014.
Yeah, in movies, 2014. I'm going for 2007.
Altogether, it's my 2003 TV series.
Yeah, altogether, we both agree 2003 show is the best overall portrayal. I'm going 2007 film, you're going 2014 film.
Okay, Mad Max, Tom
Hardy.
yeah, that's my answer. I like Tom Hardy over
I think it takes
over what's his face, psycho Scottish guy.
I think Mel Gibson,
even though he's not Scottish.
Aussie.
Yeah,
I think Mel Gibson takes Road Warrior's good. Second one, Mad Max 2 is relatively good, but I struggle to, because he changes so much in Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah,
I think even in one film, Tom Hardy is the most consistent Mad Max.
Yeah, which speaks volumes about Mel Gibson's acting potential.
Yeah, he's good in Lethal Weapon. I love Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
but Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
That's my butt.
That's it. Yeah, Tom Hardy, simple as that.
Finally, we've talked about James Bond off mic.
Off mic, yeah, plenty of times.
We reenacted the positions.
Yeah.
We reenacted.
It was a long day. We run out of things to do.
And we recreated the like a photo of.
You know, there's a out there's a 50th anniversary photo with all 6 Bonds lined up to each other. And Paris has just a bunch of. No, he doesn't have guns lying around.
I got Nerf guns.
He's got Nerf guns and toy guns lying around.
We replicated it.
And we just replicated it. Who are you? You were Connery, Dalton, and Brosnan.
Yes, yeah.
And I was...
You were more Lazenby and Craig.
No. Oh, sorry.
Was I Lazenby?
You were Lazenby and...
I was Connery.
Oh, no, I was Brosnan...
No, because I was more because I did the stretch.
Yeah. I was Brosnan, Craig, and Lazenby.
And I was Dalton, Moore, and Connery. But anyway,
sideways
story. It's Craig.
Yeah, it's Craig.
My opinion on the original 60s sort of Bonds. Sean Connery's a sexist. In those movies, he really just does not.
I mean, that's the point of James Bond, though.
A little bit. He's sexist in that one. Like, you would never hear him.
Shags woman, gets the bad guy without little effort, with very little effort, and gets all the reward.
It's funny because Moore was older when he became Bond.
Yeah.
Lazenby's nothing to me. One film, sort of nothing.
Which was the one with the mastery of judo moves. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, that is the Sean Connery one.
That's the Sean Connery one. Yeah.
More,
not to forget that it was kind of racist when they tried to turn him into an Asian.
Yeah, that's you only live twice.
That was terrible.
Whitewashing in the 70s.
But I mean, for lack of a better term, the old ones are just campy.
Yeah. There are.
Didn't they have like an alligator boat at one point, or like an alligator submarine?
Live and Let Die with Roger Moore. Has an alligator, and he like lifts the head.
Yeah,
and he's like inside.
So that's Roger Moore. They tried to turn Sean Connery into an Asian man.
George Lazenby has a really cool bit. He gets married at the end of his one.
Yeah,
and then his wife gets shot.
Yep, which I hope they don't do with
what they're doing with Craig. But that's one of my favorite bits from that era because it's the most serious, down to earth of the campiness of those films.
I mean, even Pierce Brosnan was ridiculous at that point. I do like the one with Sean Bean, which is Tomorrow Never Dies? No,
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye, that's the one. I loved GoldenEye.
Oh, the first 3 Brosnans are good. Die Another Day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Halle Berry.
Yeah.
But Die
What
Another
are you
Day,
doing, Halle Berry?
She's good as Storm, I think. Die Another Day is average, but
yeah,
although the world is not enough. The world is not enough has this weird line about Christmas, because that's what the character's name is. Dalton is.
Wait, weren't Halle Berry and both Famke Jensen, who plays obviously
Famke Jensen? Yeah.
Yeah, she plays.
No, Famke Jensen was.
One was a Bond girl, and one was a Bond villain. Oh.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Famke Jensen was in.
The one where she squeezes people to death in the weirdest sort of way.
Having sex, she squeezes them to death.
Yeah.
I think that is GoldenEye.
Is it GoldenEye?
It's either GoldenEye or Tomorrow Never Dies.
I think it's Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah, it might be Tomorrow Never Dies. Long story short, Craig.
Craig plays the most real portrayal of Bond. I mean, and that's like, it's nothing against the others. They did what they did at the time, because that's what was cool at the time.
Yeah.
But we live in this time, and Daniel Craig is the one that fits this time best, obviously.
And I think people say what they want about Quantum of Solace, and even on Spectre.
Oh yeah, I love Spectre.
If you watch Casino Royale.
Yep, and
then you
Skyfall.
and then you can watch any James Bonds.
Yep.
And then you come back and watch Skyfall.
Yeah, together that's a better resume than most of the other Bonds.
Yeah,
if not all of them.
It's a cool beginning and a cool end. It seems weird. He's only done 4, but if you watch Casino Royale, it
feels like a whole lifetime.
It does, and it's so well. Those two are my favorite.
I'm hoping that this follows a trend that it's like really good one. Quantum of Solace isn't good. It's a fine, but not as good in terms of Daniel Craig Bond. Mm-hmm. Skyfall and then Spectre, but which for me, I like Skyfall and Spectre and Casino Royale equally.
Spectre, I do enjoy Spectre. It's not as good as Skyfall.
I just like Spectre because it's sleek. I know that doesn't make like a lot of sense, but it's like Skyfall had a grittiness to it. Casino Royale had a grittiness to it. Mm-hmm. Quantum of Solace had a grittiness to it. It was set in the bloody desert.
And that oil stuff is...
Yeah, or it was water or whatever it was. But this Spectre had like a sleekness to it, like a feel, nice, and it mixed traditional James Bond, who was suave and sleek and, was good with the ladies, with this grittiness, It wasn't some tragic love, like in Casino Royale, and Quantum of Solace trying to get over it, and Skyfall.
I think the only thing I don't like about Spectre is that attempt to connect all of the villains.
Yeah, that was a bit weak. Yeah,
that was the only thing I didn't. Actually, you've made me like it more.
But it was just really sleek, the way it was shot, the color palette, and the whole style. It was just really sleek.
Christoph Waltz, Dave Bautista, Daniel Craig again.
It was just it was a really nice film.
Yeah. So who's your Craig? It's Craig.
It's Craig. That's the answer. It's
real quick, we were going to do some recastings where I'm watching the time, but we
could do a couple quick ones.
I wrote Charlie's Angels.
Yes.
Who would you recast?
Who would we?
So who was the original though? You had Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore, and Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
And by original, I don't mean early '60s original. I mean
not the new TV remake either.
No. So who would you recast for Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore, and Cameron Diaz?
Because they each kind of have their kind of molds. Drew Barrymore's the tough, gritty one, who has a heart of gold. Mm-hmm. Lucy Liu's the intelligent one, and Cameron Diaz is like the sexy distraction one. Yeah. And if you try, like if I had to recast one day, if I had to pick 3 Charlie's Angels in my head, Scarlett Johansson is undoubtedly one of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know which one she would play. Probably the Drew Barrymore character. Mm-hmm. Lucy Liu. I mean, who would you recast as the Lucy Liu character?
That's a very good question. I was thinking of... Actually, do you know Cameron Diaz for me? Charlize Theron.
Yes, that's a good one.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson. Is it wrong that I'm trying to think of an Asian girl?
No, I'm doing the same thing.
Lucy Liu. Again.
She's aged.
I know. She could just be Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu was my favorite.
Her and Keanu Reeves don't age.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's amazing.
Who am I thinking of?
Lucy Liu. Who could be?
I will think. We'll stop the podcast and I'll think of someone. There is.
So there's no gaps in the podcast.
No.
Who was your favorite Charlie's Angels back in the day? When you watched the originals?
It probably was Lucy Liu, I think.
I liked Lucy Liu because she was the prettiest to me out of them, but I like Drew Barrymore's character. Who would be Matt LeBlanc?
Who would be Matt LeBlanc?
Who would be Matt LeBlanc now? I mean, Matt LeBlanc hasn't changed much either.
Matt LeBlanc.
He's just got on white hair, that's all.
We'll keep Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah, we'll bring him back.
Ewan McGregor.
Oh, he'd be Bosley.
Oh, no. Yes, all right. Ewan McGregor's Bosley. Charlize Theron, Scarlett Johansson.
God, this is shaping up to be a good film.
This is... Who do we... Matt LeBlanc's staying.
Yeah, Matt LeBlanc's obviously there.
Who's going to be Lucy Liu? Because I watched Guardians last night. I'm thinking of Pom...
Yeah, I know who you're gonna.
Oh, who is? I'm gonna Googs.
Yeah, he's gonna Google it. Obviously starting a new. Matt LeBlanc is still Matt LeBlanc. Bosley is now Ewan McGregor.
Yep, Bosley's Ewan McGregor.
Drew Barrymore's turned to Scarlett Johansson. Charlize Theron replaces Cameron
Fan
Diaz, and Fan Bingbing replaces. Yes, I could see that.
Blink. She played Blink in X-Men: Days of Future Past, and she was in the Empress of China, which I watched a little bit of when it came out, which is really, really good.
Yeah. And she is Lucy Liu.
Yeah, Fan Bingbing, Scarlett Johansson,
Charlize Theron, Ewan McGregor,
and
Matt
LeBlanc.
What a cast! what a cast that would be.
That is our recasting of Charlie's
That
Angels.
is. We got to make a post for that. That is just. That is incredible.
Recasting ever. Do we want to do one more recasting, or do you think?
Oh, who's the scary white? And obviously, just the Thin Man. He was called the Thin Man in the originals. You know, the really weird guy that would sniff the hair.
I can't. Thin Man. I'm googling it again. Thin Man.
That's like a.
I'm trying to think of what you're thinking.
I don't know.
What, this guy?
Yeah, that guy, that freak. He popped up in both of them.
Was that Crispin Glover?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, never mind. Who cares?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, okay, Daniel Radcliffe. There you go.
We got it.
It's a really short one though.
Who's
No, I'm sticking with Daniel Radcliffe. It has to be now.
Doug.
No, it's Daniel Radcliffe in my
Daniel
mind.
Radcliffe.
Yeah.
I was thinking of
Now, just what a cast. I'm not giving you context, but this cast, just straight up. Matt LeBlanc, Daniel Radcliffe, Ewan McGregor, Charlize Theron, Scarlett Johansson, and Fan Bingbing.
What a movie!
What a movie!
Even if it's not Charlie's Angels, I'm first.
It could be one of those shitty like New Year's movies where they each partner up. I would watch that. I would watch
Daniel Radcliffe.
I would
Fan
watch
Bingbing
Ewan
together.
McGregor and Scarlett Johansson trapped in an elevator. You know, because that's what
I would watch
happens in
them
New
on
Year's.
an island.
But
Scarlett
what a
Johansson
cast.
and Ewan McGregor together, Matt LeBlanc and Charlize Theron together, Daniel Radcliffe and Bing Bing together. I would New Year's. Oh man,
I would watch
Hollywood.
that film.
We're coming for you. Let's make this a thing.
What a great movie.
I don't care what we're recasting. Every recast we're going to do is with those guys.
Yeah. Friends.
High School Musical. Thank you guys so much. We were going to do more recastings, but nothing's going to beat that.
No, I think we've that's
the definitive
ultimate
recasting of everything is those characters. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 2 of the Sir Brady Podcast. Thank you, Cahan, for coming back and joining
my
me.
pleasure.
That was the best casting ever. If you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to click all the like buttons, the subscribe buttons, follow us on SoundCloud, subscribe to us on YouTube, check out all of our social medias in the description, and check out all the links that are in the description, whether it be for this upcoming recasting, for all the news that we talked about.
The post
today.
is a thing; it will come.
The poster will come, and also hit up the Weekly Planet, which I mentioned before as well, and all the links in the description box down below. Thank you so much for listening. As always,
have a great day.
Have a great day. My name is Paris. This is Cahan.
I'm Cahan. Let me say it.
My name is Paris.
I'm Cahan.
Thank you so much for listening to the Sir Brady Podcast. Have a really great day, and we'll see you guys later.
See ya.